Welcome back to Nightstand Coffee.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. This is season 2, episode 1. We're going to help. I need somebody. Not just anybody.
Is that a song?
Please, please help me. Yes, the Beatles.
It's pre-96.
Very much so. It's
I know
probably
nothing about that.
66.
I don't recognize that song.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. They even had a movie called Help.
I don't know it.
I need some help, guys. Tell Jennifer about the Beatles.
Listen, we've talked about this before. Have we talked about it on here?
We have a little bit, I think. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so just in case, listen, we're getting old. We don't know what we talked about where.
I can't remember.
Clearly. So briefly, we'll just say we have a joke because, I was pretty sheltered growing up. And so my parents were very concerned about what I would be exposed to. And so
yes.
I graduated high school in 1996, so I wasn't exposed to a lot of things. Like I was not allowed to do a lot of things. And so if it was pre-1996, I don't know anything about it. And so anything after that, I might know something about it. There's a higher likelihood.
She lived in a bunker until...
Pretty much, man. Yeah. I don't know anything. And so then Todd would make all these references that were before 1996 and throw it out there. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so then I'm like, is that pre-96? And they're like, yep. Go,
so that's the joke at our house. If I say something and Jennifer doesn't get it, she goes, is that pre-96? So yes,
okay,
yes, it is.
And I don't know it. So that's how we live. So that's what we do. And so currently I'm looking for a thing on my phone. So why don't you start, because I wanted to reference it. Why don't you start talking about what we've been doing since we've been on here?
There's been a lot that's going on since we talked to you guys last. Some changes in our life.
With our family.
Yeah, so our middle daughter, who's 18, has started her freshman year of college and moved to Arkansas. And so
Which feels so far away.
It is so far away. You know, it makes me appreciate our parents a little bit more because, we live in Pennsylvania and our families are from Arkansas. In fact, our daughter is staying with Jennifer's mom and dad while she goes to school. But, I can appreciate a little more their perspective when they go, we just wish you would come back to Arkansas. And we're like, no thanks.
But let's be fair. The reason I don't want to go to Arkansas because it's hot. I am not for being hot. I do not like humidity. And so we joke about this too. Like, I didn't know there's any other way to live. So
except hot and angry.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. So anything.
What you guys may not know about Jennifer is that when she gets hot, she also immediately gets angry.
I don't like it.
She just is mad when she's hot. It's like a hornet,
that's awful. I don't know what happens. Something happens. Something happens to me. For the most part, I have really good self-control.
That part, however, hasn't been sanctified yet.
Oh, my word. So, I'm usually really even keel and, I can manage myself. But you get me hot and sweaty, and it is on like Donkey Kong. I really have a hard time managing myself when I'm hot. I don't know. I am not nice. You don't want to hang out with me when I'm hot. And, it's not fun. But anyway, so I move over here to Pennsylvania, and I'm like, you don't have to be hot in the summer? You don't have to be miserably hot? I'm never going back.
Yeah, so for those of you who grew up in Pennsylvania and think that the summers here are hot, let me invite you to the South.
Oh my gosh!
Because it is not hot here.
When we came up here and they're like, guys, when it's in the summertime, they said it gets in the upper 80s, lower 90s for days. I'm like, that sounds amazing. I was like, really? Because they're like, y'all were complaining about that. I'm like, what? I'm coming from over 100 degrees for months on end. The open window weather in Kansas, because we came from Kansas City area.
Lasted a week.
Yeah, you barely could have your windows open for a week because the humidity, you'd walk outside and you're sweaty and need to shower. It was awful. And I thought that was reality. And I come here, I'm like,
wait a minute.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm never leaving.
Yeah. So Jennifer loves the weather in Pennsylvania. She loves that we have all 4 seasons, and they are 4 distinct seasons, which is really cool, actually. And growing up, we had 2.5, maybe.
Yeah.
And,
You've never had to have a winter coat. You got to have a winter coat here.
Right.
You have to have all 4 seasons of clothing here.
Yes.
For real. So anyway, So I love to live here. So the point is, all that to say, we don't want to live in Arkansas because it's hot.
Right. And our daughter is currently living in Arkansas, and we miss her. In fact, she came home. We had an event at our church, the women's conference, and Coco came for the women's conference.
So just yesterday, you had to take her back to the airport.
I had to take her to the airport and drop her off.
It was terrible again.
Yeah.
to say goodbye.
Yeah, no, so that's a thing. Like when we took her to Arkansas, so August was crazy, right? So each of our girls, we give them a trip. They get to choose a trip when they graduate high school. And honestly, it's actually supposed to just be them and their mom. But I jumped in on this one. Partially because we have our 25th wedding anniversary, and it was like, we need to take a trip for our wedding anniversary, but we can't afford to do that. Yeah, we can't afford 2 big trips. And so I,
So Coco and I allowed Todd to go with us on
Coco's senior trip. Yeah. So
that's what happened.
So anyway, we went on a trip with Coco for the first 2 weeks of August.
No, for July. That was July.
Was it
babe.
in July?
Yes.
I guess it was in July. Huh?
It was July.
Wow.
Yes.
Time flies. So was the first 2 weeks of July?
Babe, it was the middle of July. We were gone from the 11th until the 26th.
Look, we've talked about the fact that I can't remember anything.
I know.
Okay.
This is proof.
All right.
And so then Coco went to Madagascar. I'll take over now. Coco went to Madagascar from August 1st to the 14th.
That was the beginning of August.
Yep.
Yeah,
And so she flew from Madagascar straight
to Arkansas.
Yes. And then we drove from here in Pennsylvania.
We took Coco's car down. We took all of her stuff down. Yeah.
Yes. And so then Coco flew there. My mom picked her up in Arkansas. And then we left her and her stuff. And then you and I drove back from Arkansas. A puddle of tears.
Yeah.
There you go. Now I caught you up so you can say what you need
Well,
to say.
I just was saying, like, when
our baby's
when
gone.
we said goodbye to her and got in the
left
car
our
and drove
baby.
away, like, we probably cried for a good half an hour.
At least.
Yeah.
It was awful.
It was.
Our baby's big.
It was. And it's one of those things where, as a parent, you want to see your kids grow up and flourish and spread their wings and go out into the world. And Coco feels a call to missions on her life. And so I'm excited to see what God does in her and through her. And it was still really hard to let her go.
Mm-hmm. And so then I'll say this. So when Coco came to visit this past weekend, like I got to pick her up at the airport. And so she came home. We all hugged her, all the things. It was bedtime. And so then, so Todd's coming upstairs to bedtime, and like he is just smiling ear to ear. And he's just like, everybody's home. It was so sweet. He was just happy that everybody's in the house. And so like I've talked to a few friends that are that way. It's like, yeah, there's just something about everybody's home. You just feel good about everybody being home.
Yeah.
And so this was funny too. So my friend Amber saw us at church, and she said, I think Coco feels like she's on a mission trip now that she's home, because being at her grandparents, like she's got living in large. You're like, my mom is taking good care. Oh, my word. Yeah, Coco says, I drink all the sweet tea and I put the pitcher in the sink, and next thing I know, there's like
there's another thing of sweet tea.
Yeah, and
if I leave my clothes in the dryer, they magically get folded. And if I
yeah, it's like so, yep.
Yeah,
and so she's roughing it when she comes back home. She's roughing it because we don't treat her that good.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then so then her sisters are kind of like going, what, you aren't that sad about us? Like nobody's crying about us. I'm like, yeah, we haven't left.
Yeah,
y'all still live at home. You think I'm not gonna be sad when you leave?
Right. Yeah. So Carly, who's the older one, said, you weren't that upset when I graduated high school. It's like, yeah, you didn't leave. Like you're still here, which is great. Like
we're not asking you to leave.
We're not asking you to leave.
She's the one with the grandbaby. We don't want you to leave.
Right. Right.
Well, because we've said all grandbabies, I've said at least, all grandbabies need to live with us until you're 5. Like that's the rule now.
Yeah, but that's coming up.
I know. Ari's going to be 4 next week.
Yeah.
And so I did, before we started, I said, I think I'm going to have to change that age limit.
Right.
Because I don't want her to leave.
Yeah.
Guys, having a grandbaby live with you is the best thing ever.
It's fun.
Oh, my word.
It really is fun.
She thinks I'm the best thing ever. She likes you better, actually. Papa's got dibs over me, but like having a grandbaby get excited when you come home, that is the best thing. She's the best greeter. If you don't have a dog, you need a grandbaby. I mean, they're both are excited to see you. It's the best thing. Okay.
Either one of them could pee in the floor.
That's awful. That's awful. Very, very true. But it's awful. They both need fed every day. And they need supervision. All the things. You might can leave your dog home by himself a little bit longer than your grandbaby, but that's terrible. Okay, so let's do real talk today.
All right.
So,
what do you want to talk about?
Well, we've been gathering topics.
So it's help I need somebody.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So I will say this. it's been really fun and kind of surprising. We've had a lot of people ask us like when we're going to come back for the podcast.
Thanks. That feels good that
Absolutely,
you guys...
like, man, people did care.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that. So I'm really glad to know that you're interested in us being corny and talking about the things that we're talking about. And so that you were looking forward to us coming back. And so it has been a busy few months, and so that's why we kind of took a break from it. And then we, wanted to come up with some ideas and things to talk about. So we do have a running list of topics. So we might last, 5 episodes?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. So we'll keep going. We'll do another 15 before we take a break again. Also, if you have anything that you're wanting us to talk about, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
You can send us an email or stop us on the street or text message us because you probably know us if you're listening.
Or if there's something that we've talked about that you've been able to apply in your life and in your marriage,
that's true.
And it's been helpful. We would love to hear that. We'd love to share those stories if you'd let us.
Yeah, true. And we'll protect your names and not tell you if you don't want to have your name on here.
Right. We'll change the names to protect the innocent.
And the guilty. So, but anyway, so we're really glad that you're listening. So today we want to talk about helping each other.
Yeah.
So I saw this thing on social media in some way. I don't remember which platform. I could figure out by looking at it. But this said, why didn't you ask for help? And the answer said, because you saw I needed it and didn't offer. Because you saw I needed it and didn't offer.
Yeah.
And so this got me thinking, and actually I've had it come up a couple times on both genders, so as a man and as a woman, in sessions about like needing help and not being willing to ask your spouse for it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, this is probably a good conversation. So what do you think about that? Asking for help. And sometimes it's like legit, like physical help, like you're carrying something heavy. And like I've heard a wife say, I'm carrying something heavy and my husband is sitting there on the couch watching TV or in his chair watching TV.
Right.
And I'm like struggling with this big old box and he sees me, or you're pretty sure he sees me, and he doesn't ask to help me. Doesn't ask, do you need some help with that? He just sits there and watches TV and he's watching me struggle. I'm like, why is he not getting out of that chair to help me carry this? Right. Just lets me carry this. I've heard a wife say that. I've heard a husband say, I'm working in the yard and like I'm dragging this tree and she sees me doing this and like all I need her to do is like to grab this other limb and it'd be so much easier and I can get it across the yard, and she's just sitting on the front porch, reading her book, and she won't even get up and do anything. Or some kind of version of that, right? And so why are we so resistant to say, hey, will you help me with this?
I think there could... Not there could be. There are a lot of different reasons. I think it can be something as simple as your personality, right? So I'll use myself as an example. When I have to ask for help, there are a couple of different things that are at play there. Number one, especially if it's something mental or intellectual kind of. Like if it's thinking that's involved, and I can't figure something out, there's a sense of my identity that's in that I have to struggle against, and so I resist asking for help because I should be smart enough to figure this out. At least that's the stupid thing that I think.
Okay.
So there's that. If it's a physical kind of help, I hate to be an inconvenience to other people. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like I'm putting other people out if I have to ask for help. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like Jennifer's got plenty of things going on. She's got plenty of things to do. I don't want to bother her. And so then I won't ask for help because I don't want to be a bother. So I think sometimes it's something as simple as that we don't ask for help. The kind of weird part of that is that I can sit here and talk about that and recognize the reasons why I might not ask for help and still be upset that I didn't get help.
Oh, I know. That's the point of this conversation.
Right. Yeah. And so, but that's the weird dichotomy of this is that maybe you're listening and you go, oh yeah, I know why I don't ask for help. It's this thing and this thing and this thing. And I don't, but then you're still mad that you don't get help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point, because then you're grumbling the whole time going, well, like, they don't even help me. They don't even notice that I need anything. Like, I shouldn't have to ask. You should see that I'm struggling with this and you should get up and help me.
Yeah.
And then you're like, then you're mean, and like you're grumpy and you're not communicating because you're upset that they didn't help you, but you never said, hey, I need your help.
Right.
And so like I just that hits my fairness button because like you're being mean to them because they aren't helping you, but you didn't say you needed help. So like they didn't even know what they did wrong.
Yeah.
They didn't even know they did anything.
Well, I will say this though, the flip side of that is that we should be tuned in to our spouse's needs.
Yes, I would agree.
I mean,
well, before you go there, I would say this. Sometimes you're like, well, they didn't help me. I'm not going to help them.
yeah.
Like, well, I see you struggle in that box, but last week when I needed you to help me with the tree in the yard, you didn't do nothing.
You didn't do anything.
I'm watching my show. So
yeah,
sucks to suck. Right. And so like we do those things all the time.
Or
it's like
even dumb things like, well, if they want help, they can ask for it.
Right.
You know, or it could be even maybe not quite that snarky. Maybe you're afraid that you're going to insult them if you offer help, you know? Because sometimes people can react that way. Well, like, you know, when you ask, hey, do you need some help with that? They can take offense at that. Mm-hmm. Like, do you not think I'm capable? You know?
Okay. Well, explore that one.
Well, I think sometimes because of the cultural pressure maybe that women feel now to be independent, to be self-sufficient, that there is a reaction to help offered by a man sometimes.
Okay.
You know, that...
Like, you don't think I can do this?
Yeah.
You don't think I can carry this big old tree as a woman?
Right. Which isn't... You know, that's not why, at least maybe I can't speak for every man, but I can speak for me. That would not be my motivation for asking if someone needed help, right? Woman or man. But the cultural waters that we're swimming in can sometimes make it feel that way. Everything gets freighted with this kind of gender tension that gets stirred up in our culture. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, you know, that's where a lot of marriages are, but I certainly think that there's an undercurrent of that we need to be aware of.
That you think because like you're insulting me and my strength if you're going to like say, let me do this for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do you think that's legit?
I think that might have been true early on because I can think of a time in my life that I'd have been like, I'll do this on my own. Don't you suggest I can't do this? I'm old now, and I don't care. Like, you can do that for me. I don't care. I don't need to prove my physical strength at this point. Like, I don't care. That's not anything that's important to me now. But I think there would have been a time in my life that I would have felt like, I'll prove that I can do this, that I'm strong enough to do it.
Sure.
I don't value that now.
Well, I can see that. I think the deeper issue, if I was to, you know, if I step back and try to look at it, is that the recognition that we need each other. Mm-hmm. And when we recognize that we need each other, then help doesn't become an insult, mm-hmm. right? When we really recognize that we need each other, that we're better together, then, you know, then help is seen as help. It's seen as what it is, an offering of love, an offering of service, an offering of, you know, it's a gift. But when we see it as something that speaks to our capability, or if we see it as, well, to flip it back around, if I see it as something that I'm entitled to from you, mm-hmm. or then man, it changes the dynamic completely. Because if I feel like I'm entitled to it and you're not giving it, then I get angry. Mm-hmm. If I see it as or if I don't think I need it and you offer it, then I get angry because, you know, it speaks to my capacity or my ability. But if I see it as a gift, if I see you as a gift that God has given me, to help me to be the very best version of myself that I can, to become more like Jesus, well, then I learned, well, I need Jesus in every single moment. Mm-hmm. And if he's given you to me as a gift, well, then I want everything that comes along with that. Every way that you can make me better, every help that you offer me, and in return, the same that I can do for you. Every way that I can help you, every way that I can serve you, every way that I can help you become more like Jesus and to grow into who God's called you to be. I want to do that. I want to offer that. And that gets lived out even in the smallest things, like if you're carrying a heavy box across the room and I go, hey, let me help you with that.
So I feel some emotion, so I hope I can get through sharing this without being emotional. No promises, though. And we are doing this in my office, and so I do have Kleenex handy. So we'll say that. But so I think a lie that I had to come out of agreement with, and I don't think that my parents did this on purpose. I think it was giving it to me as a way of encouragement. But like my dad was definitely, do you think you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay. So my dad definitely was speaking life over me always, and was saying, you can do anything. You can do anything you put your mind to. Like nothing can stop you. Like, and he would still tell me today, if you want to go be the president of the United States, you could do that.
Yep.
He'll tell me, you should go be a senator. Because this is what he says. Those senators, they get paid their salary the rest of your life. You only have to go serve one term and you can get paid forever. I'm like, okay, A, not interested. B, like, I don't think they should get paid the rest of their life. But that's a political statement, and I'm moving on. They didn't used to. Yeah, well, anyway. So, like, my dad very much believes in me and that I could do anything. Okay, so I entered my career going, I can do anything. You put me in any position, I can do anything, right? And so then what that created in me is a need to prove that I could do anything, that I had the ability to do anything.
Yeah.
And so then I would show up places and going, all right, I can do anything. And so in some regards, that was a good thing because I was like, all right, I will do anything. But guess what? There's some things I can't do, right? There are some things I cannot do. And so I know you hate when I say this, but like, you do not want me putting a set list together of music. Like that is not a skill set that I have, right? Okay, Todd is amazing at that. If you know us through church at all, you know that my husband is absolutely amazing at being able to put a set list together for music, leading worship, and connecting in that way. I can carry a tune, but I cannot be able to put songs together and go, I'd be going, this song looks good. Oh, I like this one. Oh, this is a good song. All right, let's sing them. Yay. And like, I'd get 4 different keys or whatever. I don't know. That's not something I can do, right? But there'd have been a time in my life that I could have told you, yeah, I can do anything. I can do that. And so like knowing what I'm good at versus what I'm not good at is an important thing. And so like it's been in adulthood, I would really say that was something that I've had to learn in Pennsylvania. We've been in here 10 years. So it's been within the last 10 years. I could tag this. This probably would have been 2017. I'll put it there because I was in therapy when I learned this and came out of agreement with that lie. And I remember the therapy session that I was in that I understood this, that this clicked for me. And so it'd probably be too long to like take you down the road to where it clicked. But I remember it clicking and going, well, that's just not true. I can't do everything.
Yeah.
I'm not a CPA, right? I can't do that. Like I can't do everything. And so like going, I need to find what I was created to do and do that, right? And so to understand that I'm not amazing at everything. And so when I understood that I can't do everything, it's okay to not do everything. It's okay to need my husband for things. It's okay to say I'm not going to be able to do that. I can't carry everything. I may not know every financial decision that we need to make. I may not know like how to fix something or like to understand that there is a niche that I'm good at. And so coming into what I was created for, which I very much feel and I'm confident that it is connecting and loving people well. And here it is. There's my emotion. Sitting with them in the junk and loving them in the hard places and staying with them till they heal. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was created to do. And that may be it. And that's okay. Right? And so
well, but don't say that may be it. That's no small thing. Right?
Okay.
But that's no small thing.
Well, I appreciate that, babe. But what I'm getting at though is like that's not everything. That's not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at, like, if I come in, if my dad tells me you can do anything you want to do, like that's everything, right?
Right.
And so I'm narrowing my focus to say
Sure.
like it's much smaller than what I would have thought at one point in my life. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing: when we believe that we can do anything, we then begin to feel the obligation to do everything, which will overwhelm you, right? And not only that, I mean, if we look at this from a biblical perspective, when the Apostle Paul writes and talks about the body of Christ and how there's many parts but one body, and how that each of those parts has to function in its particular way in order for the body to function properly. Well, if I think I've got to do everything, then I'm missing out on the blessing of receiving the benefits of the other parts of the body. And the other parts of the body are missing out on me functioning in the gifting that I've been given in the way that I should, because I'm trying to, I'm an eye trying to be a hand, or I'm a, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And the same is true in our marriages. If the wife is trying to function in roles that her husband should be fulfilling, or vice versa, it causes conflict, it causes disunity, it causes unhealth, it causes dysfunction. It just doesn't work.
Right.
But when we operate in our gifts and when we operate in the roles that God has crafted and ordained for us, that's where healthy marriages come.
Yep.
That's where healthy families come. That's where we flourish, right? Both parties, God's intention for husband and wife is for both of us to flourish and to display the glory of God, to become like Jesus, and to, and when we are willing to ask for the help that we need, when we're willing to give the help that we can, man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But the way we get there is by dying. And we don't want to. We don't want to.
Okay, so how did you get to dying for me saying, I understand what I was created to do?
Because serving the other person, helping the other person, even the act of the humility to say, I cannot do everything, requires dying to myself. It requires the death of my ego. It requires the death of my rights. If I'm going to put you before me, that means I got to die to myself. If I'm gonna serve you in the ways, if I'm even in the ways that I'm most gifted to, right? If I'm gonna give my strengths to you, that requires me putting myself last. It requires me denying myself. I mean, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I study the scriptures, the more I look at it. Like, following Jesus is about dying. And we don't talk about that enough. We talk about all the benefits of following Jesus. We want to convince everybody that this is going to be so good, and God wants to bless you, and God wants to, and it's not that those things aren't true, but it's not a complete picture. And the life that comes in Christ is after a resurrection, right? The death has to come first. The dying comes first.
Well, okay, so I hear you. I guess I want to make a better connection between the death and me saying, okay, so I had to die to this belief that I could do everything.
Right.
And I had to come into the knowledge of this is where I live.
Yeah.
Right. This is where my gifting is. And I need to die to the belief that I can do it all and die to this maybe arrogance. I don't know what the word would be, but basically, like, it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
So die to this resistance to say that I can't do it all.
Yeah, die to my pride.
Okay, die to pride. And so that's what I'm looking for here to make that connection.
Sure.
I needed to die to this unwillingness to say I can't do it all. And so I think what that looks like then is to say it's okay for my husband to be better at something than me. It's okay to say I can't do everything.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that with my friends. It's okay to say I can't do it all.
Yeah.
And then like on the flip side of that too, think about when someone asks you for help. How does that feel? That feels amazing, right? Like it feels good when someone says, hey, I see a strength in you. Can you help me?
Well, yes. But I guess I'm thinking back to your example about the wife is carrying a big heavy load across the room and the husband doesn't get up to help.
You don't like when I ask you to help me?
No, I do. But I don't know that everyone reacts that way.
Okay,
I think sometimes there's a resistance to helping, which could be freighted with lots of other things. There could be a lot of reasons why, but sometimes we just don't want to be inconvenienced.
Okay, so let's put that one on hold for a second,
Okay.
and then let's go to that like an outside source. So we'll come back to the marriage one.
Okay.
But like, let's think about like when a friend asks you, say, "Hey, I know that you have this ability, like you're good at this. Will you help
Sure.
me?" Right? If someone acknowledges, "Hey, you're really good at X." Like you're good
Yeah.
at this particular skill. Can you teach me? Can you show me? Like that feels good when someone acknowledges that you're
Absolutely.
good at something.
Absolutely.
I think so. This is silly maybe, but so my friend Sarah, her husband Melvin White, really likes my desserts. When
He
he
does.
specifically asked me to make him a dessert, I am ready. I'm at the ready to go to the store. I will find the ingredients. I will make that man a dessert because that makes me feel good. Now, he's asked me for one probably a couple weeks ago, and I have not showed up for him. So, Melvin, I'm sorry. I know. We're going to his house on Friday. I owe him a dessert. I will make sure that dessert shows up because he has asked me for dessert. I do not want to disappoint my fans, right? And so that feels good, right?
Sure.
When someone says, I like what you're doing. Now, Lynn Adams, that woman makes a mean chocolate chip cookie. When I ask her for chocolate chip cookies, she makes me one. Like she makes me cookies because they're good.
Yeah.
I see a theme here for food. Anyway, but like when people, they acknowledge
Sure.
what you're good at and they say, hey, you're good at this. Can you help me? Can you show me something? Can you, like when they say they see a strength in you and what you're good at, you want to, that feels good. They acknowledge it. You want to help, right?
Yeah.
So when you're like, well, I don't want to ask them. I don't want to bother them. Like that's not, they don't feel resistant to ask that because you're acknowledging their strength.
Yeah.
Okay. So that, now back to when it's husband and wife, what did you want to say?
Well, the reality is we're selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
And so that husband may not want to get up off the couch and carry that thing. He may feel inconvenienced. He may feel like what he wants to do is more important in that moment. Now, all that, I mean, that's not how a husband should react. But I'm just saying, we don't always feel good about helping, which maybe goes back to the dying thing. In that moment, then, as a husband, it's your job to die in that moment.
Yeah.
You go, I'm going to serve my wife because that's what Christ would do for me. Mm-hmm. I heard someone talking about like recently, and I hadn't thought about this in this particular context before. It was like, when you get married, you go down to an altar. What do you think happens there?
You die.
You die. Yeah.
Okay.
God didn't intend for you to get out of this marriage alive.
That's interesting. It's kind of morbid.
Well, a little bit, but I think it's true. There's I can't remember the author's name. It's an older book. It's written a few decades ago now, probably. But the premise of the book is that marriage is not about making you happy. It's about making you holy. Mm-hmm. But that is not the concept that we have of marriage in modern Western culture. Mm-hmm. We think marriage is about making us happy. And if I'm not happy, well, then I'll get out and I'll go find a different marriage. Mm-hmm. But as followers of Jesus, we should understand that the purpose of marriage is not to make you happy. It's to make you holy. It's to sanctify you. It's to make you like Jesus. And that's a different prospect. That means that what I bring into marriage is an understanding that it is going to address the issues in me that are not like Jesus, which is not going to make me very happy, right? Now, that's not to say that God doesn't want you to be happy in your marriage. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying that my aim as a husband should not be my happiness. It should be yours.
If our children are listening, they should probably turn this off right now because this will gross them out. There's nothing sexier than if I ask you to do something and you just jump up and do it right then.
I know.
I'm like, hello.
I know you like that.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That, and then when you hit a high note when you're singing and you hold it, that gets me going too. Just so you know.
All right, well, I'll be singing high notes and doing all the honeydews later.
And the windows are open and you're Todd singing a high note. You know what's going on. That is so gross. People are going to gross out with that. Okay, get back on track. Get back on track. Gosh. Get back on track.
But
get back on track.
But my aim and goal in our marriage should not be my happiness. It should be yours. I should be seeking to serve you. Mm-hmm. There's a reason, though, that people say happy wife, happy life. If my goal and my aim is your joy and your happiness and your fulfillment, if I am living to serve you, mm-hmm. I'm going to get what I need.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to reciprocate. That is the way love works.
True.
When we give ourselves to love another person, they love us in return. But we withhold love if we don't feel like the other person is loving us the way we think they ought to. And that is so backwards, and it is so damaging and destructive. And it's so the antithesis of the way that Christ loves us. While we were sinners, the Word of God says he died for us. When we were his enemies, he gave his life for us. And if I am going to seek to love you the way that Jesus loves you and the way that Jesus loves me, that means that I got to love you when it doesn't feel like you're loving me back. In fact, in those times, I should do my very best to demonstrate my love for you and to let you know that I don't love you because you're being nice to me today. I don't love you just because I'm getting what I want from you. I love you because my heart is knit to you. I love you because I am committed to you. I love you because you have my heart, you know? Mm-hmm. And I do, you know, and our calling is to do that on the hard days. Like Jesus said, like, you know, if you love people just because they love you, even the heathen do that. Everybody does that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing special about that. There's nothing holy about that. There's nothing divine about that. It's when we love others when they don't love us that holiness and divinity and beauty and glory are seen. Like, it's a high calling. And, you know, and maybe this feels like we're getting into the deep end of things. We're just trying to talk about helping each other, but there is nowhere that it is more displayed than when we give ourselves to help our spouse. Mm-hmm. When I'm willing to deny myself, deny my wants. Because look, sometimes all I want to do is sit on the couch and watch a movie and you know,
do nothing.
Yeah. It feels good sometimes. And there's a place for it. I'm not saying that's wrong.
And usually that's when I have something for you to do.
Right. And, well, yeah. Well, and so the thing is, like when that's what I want to do most, and you ask me to do something else, I have an opportunity to decide what is more valuable to me. What I want in that moment or loving you well. And the reality is that we sometimes choose what I want in that moment. And it chips away at the foundation of our marriage. And it chips away at our spouse's confidence in our love for them in little ways, little by little. and we miss an opportunity to die to ourselves, and we miss an opportunity to build the security and the confidence of our spouse in our love for them, and in the fact that we'll be there for them, and that we are committed to them. I mean, we think these are small things, but they are not, because it's the little pieces that build strong foundations and strong marriages and strong homes and strong families. And it's those daily things. I mean, it's no different than in our walk with Christ. It's the small daily things that prepare us for the big storms and the those big moments. Like it's when we do those little things day in and day out and day in and day out, it builds a foundation for a marriage that will endure, that can weather a crisis, that can weather a storm, that and we see them as isolated things, and they're not. They're never just isolated things.
Well, and I do want to point out that, like, I have a choice too as a wife. Like, do I bother you when you're watching your movie? And, like, do I need to prioritize? Okay, so does this really need to happen right now? Sometimes it's like, it's on my mind right now, so I say it right then. Does it have to happen right then? So, like, I still have room to, like, respect the fact that you're relaxing. Does it have to happen in that moment?
Sure.
And then I think we have challenges too, because, like, you're winding down about the time I'm gearing up.
Yes.
Oh, the fight that not really a fight, but the biggest annoyance in my life. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
What?
I go to bed early.
No, you turn the lights off. You turn the lights off when I'm still doing something. Like,
my daddy taught me good.
Whatever. Like I'm downstairs, and like and so like you've decided that it's time to go to bed, and you're turning the light off, and I'm still doing something in that room. I just barely left it. But
let's acknowledge, I don't turn the lights off in the room that you're in.
I barely left it. My stuff's still in there and coming back.
But I was taught that when you leave a room and there's no one else in that room, you turn the light off.
It's not the same.
Well,
anyway, because he's turning it off to go to bed, and I'm like, I'm coming right back in the room. So anyway, we fussed about that. But because you're ready to go to bed, and I'm just gearing up for the night.
Yeah, I do wind down a lot earlier than you. I go to bed earlier than you. We've probably talked about that before on this show.
Significantly.
That you're more of a night owl.
Yeah, significantly. And so that's part of the challenge too, I think, is that, like, you're ready to wind down. I'm like, all right, time for the task for the night. And you're like, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm like, what? The sun's barely down. So that's our challenge too.
Not true. The sun's not barely down.
So just because it's going to bed,
I go to bed at 10 p.m., guys, just so you know. I go to bed at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Okay. So I do want to celebrate one thing, and then we can be done with this. So do you know what I'm going to celebrate?
No, I don't.
Okay. So it would have been a night of the waiting room.
Okay.
And so Brian Kelly was here from Ireland.
Yeah.
And he walked up to you and he said, and I was standing beside near you. I wasn't even in the conversation. And he said, hey, could you send me the song list for tonight? There were some songs in there that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I made a mental note going, I'm going to have to remind him to do that. There's no way he's going to remember to do that. Mental note, right?
Yep.
And so then I'm like, okay. He go, yeah, I'll send it to you. So then the next day.
Yeah.
So the next day I said, hey, did you remember to send that?
You can't see it right now, but I'm gloating.
So I said, hey, did you remember to send that list to Brian Kelly? He was a missionary from Ireland that came in. And I was like, this is an important remember, because he's not going to be around to ask you again.
Right. Yeah.
And so he says, so Todd says, yeah, I did. And I go, oh, you did? You remembered? He goes, yeah, I put it in my phone. And I was like, what? This is so great. I was like, oh my gosh, we've been married 25 years. And you finally put it in your phone. I just need a moment. And so, like, I really made a big to-do over it. It's like, you did this all by yourself. Yep. I just need to breathe. And so, like, we finally, after 25 years of marriage, you have accepted putting something in your phone. So, like, man, I just wanted to, like, nationally, I don't know how far this podcast is going. All of Indiana County who listens to this, podcast, all our friends. The people that listen to us, that have our phone numbers in their phone, the people that know us. My husband has excelled in remembering to put things in his phone and following up on task. And so Good job, honey.
You're welcome.
I'm really proud of you.
Thanks.
So,
I got one in there right now.
do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
All right.
So, did we ever get a tagline?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, the bottom line is ask for help. Don't assume. I don't even know if this is really where we went with this podcast, but don't assume that your spouse is going to help you. And don't get mad when they don't. Ask them for help. It's okay to need help. It's okay to see.
Yeah.
It's okay to like notice that your spouse has different strengths than you. You don't have to do everything. And like lean on them. There's a reason that they put you together. Like I do think you and I are similar yet different, right?
Yeah.
There's some things that you're amazing at that I am not, and vice versa.
Sure.
And so like lean into that. You don't have to like do everything on your own. You just don't.
Yeah.
And so like when you accept what you're good at and what you're not good at, and when you look at your spouse and you see those good and not good things in your spouse, and you like see that you come together and like you complement each other, and like there's a purpose that you're together, and you operate in what you were created to do and not do, then like your marriage is good.
Yeah. And I would say, just like, if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to ask, right? And then the other thing is pay attention to when your spouse might need help and to offer.
Yeah.
You know, like it should be both and. It should be a reciprocal thing. We should be looking for ways that we can serve and help our spouse, and we should not be afraid to ask for help when we need it.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Okay. So we'll see you next week.
May your marriage be as fresh as your coffee. How you like that?
That was terrible. That was terrible.
I still hope it's true.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.